Okay, Crosselerator time again. This time we're talking about messages. I'm going to blitz through this because hopefully you'll be pretty familiar with most of the layout now. These are the active messages that we have in Crosselerator. We can show the inactive messages. Now you'd say, and the routine for changing one to the other is exactly as it was before. Do you want to delete this? Yes. I can then go back to inactive and go, do I want to restore it? Yes. So why would you want to change a message from active to inactive? Well, the answer for that is that you'll have some messages that you want to repeat at the same time every year. You don't want them cluttering up this screen here. So you just make them inactive and then you bring them back when you need them. You can search messages for particular content strings if you want to find particular things. So that's pretty straightforward too. To add a message, you click on Add Message. You give it a title. You set a start date and an end date. So I'm going to do title. Just call that one title. Start date today. End date in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to save this message. The logic will allow the message to be applied only one time to any one recipient during that date. So no one that you're emailing back and forth will ever see the same message twice unless you click Allow Repetition. Now the reason for the default logic being once and once only is that if you use this cleverly, you can add messages that make you appear to be very, very proactive. If you have a message that's more important than all the rest, then you click it and make it as a default, and that will put it at the head of the queue for sending messages. It will also change this up here when you log in, and it'll tell you you've got a different default message. In this case, it would be called title. Now, the message could be anything. It goes in here. It can be text. It can be a picture. It can be a video. Whatever you want, you can put in there, and it will appear directly above the signature that you have in Outlook. If you incorporate your sign-off, which in my case would be Best Wishes Joe or something like that, into your signature, and you set this up with the same font, for example, that you use, well, you know, we'll leave that as normal, but the same font, say that's your standard, Lucidia 12 is your standard, then it would actually add it as the last paragraph in your message. Then you select your groups, you click Save, and you've got a message. I don't actually want to set up a live message here, but I'll show you one that is okay, which I set up for legal RSS in just a minute. Okay, here's the legal RSS group message. Now what this one is doing, it's allowed to be repeated, and it's applying this message to the bottom of all emails to these groups. Couldn't be simpler, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. Okay, just to show you what happens when you use Crosselerator. I've set up an email to me. I'm in some of these test groups with a little bit of text in it, and now I'm going to send it to myself. And that will appear in my inbox in just a minute. There it is. And as you can see, Crosselerator has added this message right here. It does that automatically, and it does it on a rotating basis. If I wanted to make this look really cool, what I could have done is I could have put this bit here underneath and put this in the same font as the rest of this text up here, and that would have made it look like this is just something I thought about at the time. That's pretty much it for messages. I'll show you how to do recipients shortly.